Good afternoon to all of you, and thanks for being here for the press conference by the AICC General Secretary Communications in charge, Sir Jairam Ramesh. We also have the AICC Secretary in charge for Nagaland, Ranajit. Then we have the PCC General Secretary, Sir Chuba. We have Nagaland Media Department Chairman, Yanga. Then Protocol Chief Naga, and the Minority Department Javed is here. So I request Sir Jairam Ramesh to start the press conference with respect to the elections of 2024. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, friends. Very soon, India will see the beginning of the Lok Sabha elections. This is a most important election for the country, for the people of our country, and for people living in all states of our country, including Nagaland. And I want to make 5 points to you today. I've been to Dimapur before. I came here during the assembly elections. I was in Nagaland 3 months ago. Okokchung, Kohima, Tuli, Wokha. I came as part of Bharat Jodo Nyaya Yatra, and we travelled for about 275 kilometers. We travelled through so-called roads. There were no roads, but somehow we managed to finish the yatra, and I required Ayurvedic treatment at the end of the yatra. It was NH 37. There was no NH. Hardly any road, particularly the main highway stretch. But that's a separate issue. So the 5 issues I want to raise with you. First, the BJP, the Prime Minister talks of one nation, one election. One nation, one tax. But the BJP's long-term plan, one nation, one language. One nation, one religion. One nation, one culture. This is the real game plan of the BJP. They want uniformity. The Congress wants unity. So the 2024 election is a battle between unity versus uniformity. The Congress wants to celebrate India's diversities, but the BJP wants to impose an artificial uniformity. When I say BJP, I include all the allies of the BJP in this. Here in Nagaland, we have the battle is between NDPP and the Congress. NDPP is not a political party, it's a washing machine. The BJP washing machine. And the Congress is fighting this washing machine. So the first point I want to make is, the Congress wants to strengthen unity by celebrating its diversity. The BJP wants to impose artificial uniformity. That is the first issue in the 2024 election. The second issue that I want to say is that the BJP removed Article 370 from our constitution. This is the Constitution of India. Article 370 was removed. There was a bulldozer in Parliament and Article 370 was removed. Next target is Article 371. And Article 371A in the Constitution was included in 1963 when the state of Nagaland was formed. Article 371A protects the culture of Nagaland, protects the religions of Nagaland, the cultures of Nagaland, the languages of Nagaland. It protects ownership and transfer of land. This is under threat now. Article 371A is under threat. Article 371B for Assam is under threat. Article 371C for Manipur is under threat. Article 371F for Sikkim is under threat. Article 371G for Mizoram is under threat. And Article 371H for Arunachal Pradesh is under threat. But for Nagaland, it is Article 371A, particularly Clause 4 of Article 371A, which says that Parliament of India will not have jurisdiction on the ownership and transfer of land and its resources. That will be the responsibility of the Nagaland Assembly. That is under threat. So Article 371A, which provides special provisions for Nagaland, is now under attack, will come under attack. My third point, after almost 25 years of negotiations, finally in 2015, the Prime Minister made public a framework agreement with the NSC and IN. It was a framework agreement between the Government of India and the NSC and IN. But till today, we don't know what the details of the framework agreement are. 9 years have gone by. Promises have been made. In the assembly election, the Home Minister, the Prime Minister said, this is election for solution. But today there is no solution. There is only confusion. Why have the details of the framework agreement not been made public? This is the third point I wish to make. They have fooled the people of Nagaland. The fourth point I want to make is there is only one issue in this election, and that is jobs for youth. In the last 45 years, we have had the highest unemployment rate for youth in our country. One young person commits suicide every 2 hours in our country because of lack of jobs. There are no jobs. Few people are getting rich. But crores and crores of our youth are unemployed. The real issue in this election is unemployment, jobs. The Prime Minister promised to create 2 crore jobs every year when he got first elected in 2014. He has failed to fulfill that promise. He does not talk about jobs. He does not talk about price rise. He does not talk of economic inequality. He talks only about polarizing our society on the basis of religion. We are fighting this election on the 5 Nyayas, the 5 justices, and the 25 guarantees that we have given to the people of our country. Justice for women, justice for youth, justice for farmers, justice for workers, and social justice for all sections of our society, particularly scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, and backward classes. These are the issues in the 2024 election. But you will not hear the Prime Minister speaking about these issues. The first line in our Constitution, the preamble to the Indian Constitution, the very beginning of our Constitution, which became effective on 26th of January 1950. It says, we will give, we the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, and to secure to all its citizens justice. First line of the preamble talks of justice, social, economic, and political. So that is the agenda for the Congress party. Justice. Justice for women. Justice for youth. Justice for farmers. Justice for the weaker sections of society. And justice for workers. Finally, the fifth issue that is important: will democracy survive in our country? We have the Deputy Chief Minister of Nagaland who is telling the village elder, please vote on behalf of all the villagers. Is this democracy? All political parties have joined the government. Is this democracy? The only party keeping alive democracy in Nagaland, the only party keeping alive democracy in the Northeast, the only party keeping democracy alive in the rest of the country is the Congress party, is the Indian National Congress. We will never compromise with the BJP. So the future, this election, is for the future of democracy. Will the media be free? Will students be free? Will civil society be free? Nagaland is a state in which civil society is very active. But civil society has become the target of the BJP. They are spreading fear, threatening civil society, intimidating civil society. So this is the real issue in the 2024 election. To summarize, friends, these are the 5 issues. First, the unity versus uniformity. Second, the survival and protection of Article 371A in our Constitution that has special provisions for Nagaland. Third, a permanent peace, a return to social harmony, progress and prosperity, where people can see roads, people can see connectivity, people can move about. Fourth, jobs for youth, where young men and women are engaged productively. And finally, the issue of the preservation of our democracy and our democratic institutions. So these are the 5 issues that I wanted to raise today. These are very crucial elections. The country is at a turning point. Every vote counts. And that is why I have started my election campaign from Dimapur in Nagaland. I will give you a secret today. Today I have turned 70 and I am celebrating my 70th birthday in Dimapur, and I will be going to Kohima later on in the evening. Because every vote counts, every seat counts. And I believe that the Congress party and its allies, India allies, will get a clear majority. And the roads for that majority will begin from Nagaland. The NDPP is a hodgepodge of opportunists, of people who need protection from ED, CBI, income tax. They want to be in the washing machine. They think they are an election machine, but they are actually a washing machine. So we are holding the flag of democracy high, and I believe that the people of our country are fed up of 10 years of Mr. Modi's injustices, false promises, lies and defamations. And they want to give a long retirement to our Prime Minister on June 4th. So thank you very much, and I would be more than glad to take any questions that. Thank you.
Raise your hands for questions and identify yourself and put the questions, please. Do we have an extra mic to give to the press?
Press
I saw one mic.
Press conference.
Andrew, can you just pass around the mics? Please identify with your name, Ben.
Hi,
And the organization.
this is Bandang from Nagaland Post. First of all, a very happy birthday to Jairam Ramesh ji.
Thank you.
Acha, with regards to the India bloc, Congress has given out its manifesto. However, it's evident we have several parties coming in the India bloc, including the Congress. However, we have not seen a manifesto being from the India bloc as of yet. So, may we know the reasons why? Is it? Please.
Normally, if I remind you of 2004, the common minimum program was prepared after all the allies came to power. So, the India parties will prepare a common program. We won't call it common minimum program. It will be CMP. CMP will not stand for common minimum program, but it will stand for common maximum performance. And this will be prepared when we get the mandate from the people of our country on the 4th of June. So far, we have our manifesto. Individual parties have their individual manifestos, but we are all united. We have had multiple meetings. We have had 5 meetings of the parties that constitute the India group, and we are all united. Justice for women, justice for youth, justice for farmers, justice for workers, and social justice. These are common to all the 28 parties that constitute the India bloc, the India group. So we are clear in the direction. We want to save this sacred document, the Constitution of India. We want to save democracy. So we are united in our resolve. Now the details we will work out when we get the mandate from the people.
One question. I'll take this one.
Yes, please.
Also, let me answer a question that will be asked, I am sure. Who is the Prime Minister's candidate? So let me answer that question. In India, elections are not a beauty contest for selecting who is Prime Minister. Elections are between political parties. Party manifesto, party symbol, party ideology, party program. Ours is not an individual-centric democracy. Ours is a party-centric democracy. When we get the majority, when we get the mandate, all the parties will sit together and will select the Prime Ministerial candidate who will be sworn in as Prime Minister. We do not believe that elections are fought to choose candidates represent political parties. A very important distinction. Unlike America, where you choose individuals, ours is a parliamentary system where we choose parties.
Yes. So the question.
Actually, I have two questions. One is relating to the manifesto, the Congress manifesto. In the manifesto, the party promised to solve the Indo-Naga problem on the basis of a preliminary agreement dating to 2013 and 14. It's as stated in the manifesto. Now, the details of that so-called agreement was not specified in the manifesto. So what we want to know is, what was the content of that agreement and it was with which group? My other question will be is on the electoral polls. Only recently, Rahul Gandhi had made a scathing criticism of the electoral polls. He termed it the world's biggest scam. On the other hand, the Congress also happened to be a beneficiary of the electoral polls. I think it was among the top beneficiaries. Now, how do you vindicate the Congress criticizing the electoral polls while also benefiting from it? Can it not be termed hypocrisy?
Let me answer your second question first. Electoral bonds, we were opposed to electoral bonds from 2018 onwards. In our 2019 manifesto, which I will give you, I will send it to you as soon as this conference is over, we have a specific paragraph said we will abolish electoral bonds. We are opposed to electoral bonds. But your question is right. BJP got 8,200 crores from electoral bonds. Congress party was third. We got 1,400 crores from electoral bonds. So are we being hypocrites? Very valid question. How did BJP get 8,200 crores? That is the question. Out of 8,200 crores, BJP got about 4,000 crores of electoral bonds by companies who were given contracts to build airports, to build highways, to build bridges, infrastructure projects. They got over 2,000 crores from companies who are subject to ED, CBI, income tax, and they got about 2,000 crores from companies to whom they had given contracts. So there were different ways. Now the Congress party is not in power. We don't have CBI. We don't have ED. We don't have income tax. We are not giving contracts for Dimapur airport. We are not giving contracts for NH37. This is being given by the government of India, controlled by the BJP. So, the electoral bond that has gone to the BJP has gone because of threat, fear, intimidation, and contracts awarded by the BJP government at the center. The people who have given to the Congress are people who have been giving to the Congress for the last 70 years. After all, we are a 135-year-old party. 139-year-old party. I should correct myself. So we are in not a position to threaten people. We are not in a position to award any contracts. We have only two state governments, Telangana and Karnataka, and that is we have come about only in the last year. That is why the Supreme Court said the electoral bond is unconstitutional. It's illegal and it's unconstitutional. It is the world's biggest corruption racket run by the Prime Minister. You threaten and you get the bond. You give a contract, buy the bond. So this is how the BJP legitimized corruption. That's what they did. So we are not being hypocrites. Because we don't control the agencies, we don't award contracts from the center. This is what the BJP has done. Now your first question. Negotiations were resumed in 1997. Mr. Devegowda, Mr. Gujral, Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee. Actually, they started when Narasimha Rao was the Prime Minister. Then Mr. Devegowda, then Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee, Mr. Gujral, then Mr. Vajpayee, then Dr. Manmohan Singh. All this resulted in certain ideas that were incorporated in 2013 and which were incorporated in the framework agreement of 2015. The latest document we have is the 2015 document, the framework agreement, without the details. Now that framework agreement reflects this long years of negotiations that took place. As far as I am concerned, the starting point is what was released in 2015. The details of which we don't know. We don't know what the details are. And we have been demanding in Parliament and outside, please take us into confidence and tell us what are the details of this agreement, framework agreement. You've signed a broad framework agreement. We all want peace to come back to Nagaland. We want social harmony in Nagaland. We want Article 371A to be implemented in letter and spirit. Now today Mr. Modi has all the files. He can make the 2013, 2015, all the discussions that have taken place from 1997 onwards. He can make them public. We are not in a position to make them public because we are not in government. So my answer to your question is, the 2015 framework agreement reflects long years of negotiations between the government of India and the NSC and IM, and it is up to the Prime Minister of India to make public how they arrived at this framework agreement, including what had happened in 2013. Yes. Sorry.
Happy birthday, sir. I'm Rahul from East Mojo. I have two simple questions. The first one, what has the Congress done to strengthen their party unit in Nagaland? What has the Congress party done to strengthen the party unit in Nagaland?
Party unit.
unit in Nagaland? And two, what is the Congress's stance on the Eastern Nagaland People Organization's demand?
Let me take your second question first. We believe that all regions of Nagaland must see development. We believe that the political aspirations of the people of Nagaland must be fulfilled, and Article 371A is a reflection of the commitments made as part of the Constitution of India. Imbalances in development must be addressed. People in different parts of Nagaland must have a voice in governance. And this is true not just of Nagaland. It's true in Assam, it's true in Bihar, it's true in Kerala, it's true in Jammu and Kashmir, it's true in Gujarat. Regions in every state feel left out of governance. That is a reflection on bad governance. So we believe we must have balanced regional development between states and balanced regional development within a state. Both are important. So far, we have been addressing interstate inequality. We must pay far greater attention to inequalities and disparities within the state. And we believe we have an instrument in the Constitution, the Autonomous District Councils. We must hold regular elections. To give you an example, the last time elections were held to the ADCs in Manipur was in 2015. And part of the problem in Manipur is you have not held elections to the 6 ADCs in Manipur. So the ADCs, you must have election, you must give them adequate powers, according which is part of the 6th schedule. So that is our stand, that is our commitment. As far as the first question is concerned, once again, as far as the first question is concerned, we have a young, dynamic, active, aggressive PCC president who is our candidate for the election. And there can be no greater demonstration of the seriousness of the Congress party in Nagaland than the fact that my friend, my colleague, who was with us in the Bharat Jodo Nyaya Yatra throughout, Jamil, he is our candidate. So I think people of Nagaland, the youth of Nagaland, are looking to the Congress as an alternative voice. You need an opposition. All parties have become part of the NDPP. What sort of democracy is it? We cannot have a one-man democracy. We cannot have a one-party democracy. So I think we are very serious, and the fact that Mr. Jamil is our candidate, our PCC president is the candidate, shows that the Congress is very serious. You were asking someone else.
Yeah, just if we can have one specific comment on the frontier Nagaland territory demand, like any specific comment on that.
I am not going to get into specific comments now. I have told you that the Congress party believes that we must restore the rule of law and democracy in Nagaland. All voices must be heard. Grievances must be listened to. Their aspirations must be fulfilled. We cannot have a few people running the state of Nagaland. And I think all these voices that you are hearing is a reflection of the fact that large sections of society feel that their voices are not being heard, that they don't matter, that only a few leaders who have connections to the Home Minister and the Prime Minister matter. Yes.
Yes, sir. My name is Sugamaya. I'm from Global Window. My question here is, in fact, during the press conference, you have highlighted a bit about how the Deputy CM of Nagaland has encouraged the villagers for encouraging the corruption. Now, sir, my question here is, if by chance the Congress loses here in Nagaland with the Lok Sabha seat, fighting against PTA government, not forgetting the 60 elected legislatures, would you attribute the loss also to the corruption, especially when the likes of Deputy CM is encouraging corrupt practices? Or what is the Congress doing? Did you put up any legal complaints against the Election Commission on regard with the statement he has given?
By 5 p.m. we are filing our complaint to the Election Commission. I will send you a copy of the complaint by 5 p.m. We have just dictated the complaint. We are filing a formal complaint with the Election Commission against the Deputy Chief Minister of Nagaland. It is a corrupt practice. It's an anti-democratic practice. I know village institutions have a special role in Naga society. I respect that role. But a democracy is based on one person, one vote. I don't want to know whom you have voted for, as long as you voted for somebody. That is the spirit of democracy. And for the Deputy Chief Minister of Nagaland to go and tell the village elder, you don't have to bother, you just vote on behalf of all the villagers. It's a corrupt act, it's an anti-democratic act, and we will be approaching today by 5 p.m. we will be filing a formal complaint with the Election Commission. Any more questions?
I'm Esther from Nagaland News Network.
We will seek an appointment with the Election Commission tomorrow to take the complaint forward. We will be filing the complaint today and we will be taking it forward tomorrow.
This is in regard to the fencing of the border with Nagaland. The center is going to fence it, and the BJP government Modi ji did the Look East policy, then the Act East policy. So they're just looking at the East and then acting on this now, fencing it, considering he wanted to have trading with Southeast Asia, but then he's fencing the border.
This question should be asked of the Chief Minister of Nagaland. Why has he not been able to influence the Prime Minister and the Home Minister? Why? After all, he is part of their alliance. The BJP is very much part of the NDPP. Mr. Rio is very much in bed with the BJP, and the BJP is very much in bed with Mr. Rio. So why has Mr. Rio and his colleagues not been able to influence the Home Minister and the Prime Minister on this issue? It's a sensitive issue. After all, it's a 1700 kilometer long border.
Considering that Nagas are also coming on both sides.
I must be the only person who has gone from one end of the border to the other end of the border. I've travelled across the border. And this question should be asked of the Nagaland Chief Minister. What is the Nagaland Chief Minister doing? Does he have the courage of conviction to give up his alliance with the BJP on this issue, if it means so much to him? See, I think this is a direct consequence of what has happened in Manipur, right? All this is a reaction to the events in Manipur. Today we are on the 9th of April. Manipur erupted on the night of 3rd of May, almost 11 months ago. Prime Minister is quiet. He has not come to Manipur. He has not met the Chief Minister of Manipur. He has not met political parties of Manipur. He has not met MPs of Manipur. One MP is his MOA, his External Affairs. He has not met him. He has not met MLAs of Manipur. He had to come to Mizoram for assembly election. He had to cancel, because then people would have asked him, "You are coming to Mizoram, why can't you come to Manipur?" This is the and what has happened in Manipur on the 3rd of May is a direct result of the politics of division, politics of divisiveness, which the BJP practices. What has happened in Manipur is only a trailer. You know trailer? I mean, you see Netflix and Amazon Prime, you see trailers. What you have seen in Manipur is a trailer. What the RSS and BJP will do in the Northeast, they will divide the Northeast on religion, on caste, on language, on food habits, on everything. And what you have seen in Manipur is just a starting point. So it is for people like Mr. Conrad Sangma in Meghalaya. It is people like Mr. Khandu in Arunachal Pradesh, Mr. Rio in Nagaland, who claim to be great champions of regional pride. Why are they in bed with the BJP? Because the washing machine, no? Because they have to be in that washing machine. If they are not in the washing machine, they'll be in jail.
So we thank each and every one of you, and we personally request each one of you to pass this message of Congress Party, especially the message communicated to the people of Nagaland by our leader, and request all of them the message to vote for the Congress Party for a democratic government in place in Delhi. And with that, we wish Sir Jairam Ramesh a very happy birthday officially, and we have organized some 5 stars, to be for journalists.
Yeah. I will send you the complaint that we will file. By 5 p.m., I think our complaint should be in. We'll share the complaint.
Thank you, and we have a press conference tomorrow of Sir Jairam Ramesh in Kohima. Kindly request your counterparts to join there. That will be of great support for us. Thank you. God bless you all.
Thank you.